Welcome to Do All the Crafts. I'm Kat. Today I will be trying my hands at a gingerbread cottage kit. This is done by Haribo, which are the people that make a lot of good gummy bears. So our decorative elements in here will be little gummy bears and their little round gummy candies. So now let's see how I do at assembling this. Okay, let's take a look at what we have inside the box. So I opened up the package with the gingerbread and it looks really good. It's all intact, nothing's broken, so that's good. Here's our icing, which we'll use to put all the pieces together and attach our decorations. And it says one of the important things is you have to knead the icing before you start. It was pretty stiff when I first got it out of the box. And after just a few minutes of kneading it, it feels like a much better consistency. This should be much easier to pipe. And then here are our decorations. We have the Haribo gold bears and Haribo roulettes, little round gummy candies. But for now, set those aside. That's our decoration, which will come a little bit later. And now I have our base to put our house on, which is just a box I kind of had laying around. It actually had corn dogs in it. And it said to cover it in tin foil, I guess, to give you a good surface to put it on. So now you can see we have our directions on the back. I'm going to cut into the icing bag and then start putting the pieces together. So the construction itself is fairly simple. So we'll want to start with the back and one of the sides. And then we will want to cut the edge of the icing. You want to cut it pretty close to the edge so you can have a fine tip. I'm not sure if I did that maybe well enough, but we will find out. So it says in here, since the pieces fit or are supposed to fit, just snap together. Of course not. Let's try it the other way around and see. Okay, so these look like they have expanded a bit in the cooking. So I may have to make some alterations to these to actually get them to fit together. Those sort of fit, but it's not really all that well. Okay, so I'm going to go off camera and shave these little notches a little bit and see if I can get this to work better, and then we'll come back and try to put it together. Okay, after a little experimentation, I just realized the cookies have spread just a little bit while they're baking, so that when you go to try to fit them together, it just doesn't really fit. So it's a pretty simple fix. You just want to take a butter knife, and you don't have to really scrape off all that much, just enough to kind of flatten these notches out so they're not bulging out quite so much. So you see, just kind of do that cookie and then this cookie a little bit. Just kind of getting that lump off of there that's formed while it was baking. So you can see now the pieces will fit together. So I will just do the other side. I already did the other two cookies to see how this would work. So see, it doesn't take all that much to tidy that up. So unfortunately it is a little something extra that you have to do, but as long as you have something you can scrape it with, you should have no problem doing this at home. It is a good idea, the whole like locking system. Unfortunately, just the nature of cookies and gingerbread, when you cut something out and then go to bake it, it doesn't always stay the same shape, especially when you have things like butter and stuff, it can spread. I also did this on the roof pieces because it was bulging out a little bit there. So now we can try our hand at putting this together. So what it advises in the instructions is to put your icing along these pieces here. So we just want to squeeze out enough to cement these two pieces together. Okay, so thankfully the notches in these do a pretty good job of holding the two pieces together, which I should have done both sides before. Here, let me just... Something to keep in mind when you're doing this yourself. Okay, now we'll put our side on here and our side on, oh come on, there we go. Okay, so it advises to put it towards the back so you can decorate the front more. So then we'll take the other half of our cookie, or the other end of our house, and we'll put our icing on there. Get it on your notches. There we go. And just put everything together. Hey, stay put, little booger. Okay, so it's going to be a little wobbly. It said it would take about 15 minutes for the icing to dry. So once I get these roof pieces on, I'm going to stop the video and let the icing harden, and then we will go on with decorating the house, which, you know, is the fun part. Okay, so you can see we're putting the icing on these top roof pieces. This will be to hold the roofing panels on. Okay. So, and you want to make sure there's a longer side and a shorter side. So the shorter side is going to go on top. Let's see if I can, there we go. It's mostly working. Okay, that looks like it'll stay. Okay, getting our shorter side on the upper side. Okay. There's a little bit of a gap at the top, but that's okay. What we'll do is we'll put us a nice bead frosting up at the top, and this will help keep the roofing pieces from, a little more there. And it's okay because it'll blend in with our decorations and just look like more snow on the house, which you can always want more, right? Okay, so we've got our basic structure set up. Now I'm going to let this dry for about 15 minutes so that the structure is a little bit sturdier. Then we'll come back and I will start decorating. Unfortunately, the angle I've got, you mostly be able to just see. I will probably just mostly do the roof and then take some pictures and show you the completed thing and the front and the sides and everything. But we will be back with that just a second for you. Okay, so it hasn't quite been 15 minutes, but the house feels pretty sturdy. I think the notches in there really help with the structural integrity on it. And you can see we've got our gummy bears and our rounds for decoration. So there's a lot of neat little architectural things on here that I'm going to try to accent. See how easily I can do it just using this little bag, which isn't going too poorly, honestly. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Now, of course, if you want to get really fancy, you could always make your own frosting. And if you have a piping bag and little nozzles, you could always really do this up. But if you just want to go for a more basic look to it, then you can use the existing structure. Oop, nope, there we go. Come on, little guy. It's going so well, don't mess it up now. Okay, not bad for freehanding it. Okay, so in the picture, they decorated with, you can see the little rounds, did all sorts of cute little whatnots in there. So let's try to emulate that. I'll put a little dollop of icing on there. We will decorate some of the rounds, see if they will stay put. It's going. Okay. All right, this works out because there are 4 different colors. It looks like I have just enough to do the other side, and then the 2 on the front, like they have it on there. So at least they did that properly. So you can see that the piping may not be perfect doing it out of the bag, but it comes out pretty well. It's really not that bad. I'm going to go ahead and decorate the other side of the roof, do some stuff on the front and the sides here, try to put some little decoration here. You can see I decided to jazz up our base with some scrapbooking paper, just so it wasn't that plain tin foil, which is not all that festive really. So I'm going to give you my summary of this, and then in the credits I'm going to have more pictures of the house so you can see what the finished product looked like. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. So I'll be back shortly and talk about it, and then I'll have some more pictures so you can see it all finished. Okay, so that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me try to make a tidy little gingerbread house. You'll see in the pictures that I put in at the end of the video, it's not perfect. I had a lot of fun making it. I thought it was a really cute kit. There were some minor alterations to make, but it wasn't anything really super difficult or that required any weird tools. Just a little bit of finessing of the components. And I actually really liked the interlocking system because it seemed to be easier to put it together because it sort of naturally wants to hold together, and the icing just cements it. It seemed to hold really well. You could put the decorations on and they wouldn't slide off, so the icing was a good consistency. It actually tasted pretty good. I didn't get to try really much of the gingerbread because I didn't want to damage the house. I tried a few little bits. It was fine. That wasn't anything special. The icing tasted pretty good, and I always like the Haribo gummy bears because there were a few extra. So at the end of the video, I will put in some pictures of my finished little house. You can see that anybody can make a gingerbread house, even if it doesn't look perfect. Just have fun making it. You know, do whatever decorations you want. This is a really great thing for kids. With a little bit of assistance, I think they'd be able to put it together really easily, and then they can decorate it and have fun. You could add other candies to it. There's just so much you could do with it. So I hope you would try it. I picked this kit up at Target. You can probably find it at other retailers too. But have fun, do a little holiday craft. Till next time, bye.